hundreds upon hundreds of you subscribe to my channel. Many of you guys have also watched some of my videos. I also asked you guys between 3 different tricks which ones you wanted to learn, and today is the day that I will teach you guys one of them. Many of you guys have commented, but honestly like 5 of you guys have asked me which one you wanted to see. The rest of you guys were super nice. Thank you guys so much for all the subscriptions, and this is my thank you to you guys. I'm going to teach you guys how to do the double lift. The double lift is one of the most important tricks in any magic, mostly card magic. 99.9% of the time, if you're going to perform any magic, you're going to have to learn how to do the double lift. Now, what the double lift is, the action of picking up 2 cards and making it look like 1. And there are many different ways on how to achieve this trick. There's more complicated ways, there's easier ways, there are lazy ways. There are so many different avenues you could go into. I'm going to show you guys probably one of the best ones in my opinion, and it's one of the most deceptive ones also in my opinion. So grab a deck of cards and let's get started, guys. Alright guys, it's pretty simple, but I'm going to do one that's a little bit more difficult. So like I said before, the double lift is picking up 2 cards and making it look like there's 1 card there, but it's actually 2. Now guys, the double lift is pretty simple to understand, like what I said earlier. It is the act of picking up 2 cards, making it look like 1. And yeah, it's going to be used in a lot of magic tricks, even something like this. I need to pick up 2 cards to achieve that, or I could take a card here, like if I were to take the top card here, place it into the middle, and miraculously comes right back on the top. That's all using the double lift. Now, I'm going to show you one that's a little bit more difficult because there's so many different ways to do it. Like there's like the push off double like that, where I go in and I push off 2 cards and I catch it on my pinky. So I push off a couple of cards and the second card touches my pinky and I pull back. I got a break under there. But I don't want to do anything like that. That one's a little bit too meh. It's very beginnerish. Also, another way to do it is very beginnerish. If you go and you riffle up to the last 2 cards and you take it and you show it like this, extremely amateurish. Do not do those. I'm not going to teach those. You can do it, but it's going to look much worse and look like you don't know what you're doing. So, I'm going to teach you the one with the pinky count. And what the pinky count is exactly what it sounds like. You're going to go in, you're going to hold it in dealer's grip just like this. Index finger on the front, the other 3 fingers rather on the side, thumb on the side here. Now, the pinky count is, you're going to take your pinky around close to the edge of the deck, and you're going to hold your thumb on the opposite end just like this. Your pinky is going to pull down until it releases 1, then 2 cards, and then you just hold your pinky with the flesh between the entire deck and those 2 cards you want to pick up. And what I love about the pinky count is that no one can see what you're doing from the front. It's very deceptive. Because if you do this and you push off 2 cards and you come back for no reason, it looks extremely weird. Also, if you riffle up, it looks like you're counting the cards and then you come back and show it like that. It just looks very weird. So the pinky count is the most deceptive version of this. And this is going to take a lot of time And this, I'm sorry to tell you this is probably going to fuck up your pinky for a little bit. Your pinky is going to be sore. It's going to take a lot of practice to try to force that pinky down and count those 2 cards. And this is a much better method because you're not sitting there going, whoa, how many? 1, 2, 3. You're not gonna be doing that. You're gonna be talking. You'll be really casual, and you're gonna get so good at it. You're just gonna feel it, and it's right there already. Be like, all right, this is the card you're thinking of, right there, just like that, and it changes just like that. And with the pinky count, you could count as many cards as you want because there's some tricks. I got to pick up 3 cards. So I got to go 1, 2, 3, just like that. Maybe you need to pick up 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like that. Looks like 1 card. Not really. It's a pretty thick card there, but it doesn't take too long to get down. It's probably going to take you about a day. Another couple tips with the double lift. So you got the pinky count down. You count your cards. So you got 1, and that's 2. You go in with the fleshy part of your pinky, just the flesh. You don't have to put your pinky inside like that. You don't have to have a massive like gap just like this. Just the fleshy part, because you don't want anything to look inconspicuous. You don't want anything to look weird from the front, and you want to keep your index finger flush to keep this top part down. So back here, this is what you should see, a little gap just like that. So if I take it, go 1, 2, got a double lift. Now to show off the card, there are a bunch of different ways, but I'm going to show you the way how I do it. What I do is that I come to the corner where my pinky is on this side. I come here. I slide up about halfway. I kind of give it a slight bend. This is very important because it would keep the 2 cards sticking together. So if I slightly bend the card inward just like that, I could come over, swipe it across the entire deck. And what I also do is that I lift up the card about a ½ inch above the deck. So you see how this card's protruding out a little bit? It's protruding about like a ½ inch. I come, I swipe over, I turn both cards over, I go forward, both cards come over. Alright, let me start over. So I pinky count, get my flesh break, and then I come up, go halfway, slight bend inward, I move it up about ½ inch, turn it over, and then I drop it. Now, the reason why you want it to be about a ½ inch right there sticking out is because you're going to take your index finger here, you're going to take the top, you're going to the top middle, you're going to pull down, and you see that once I put my finger here and I pull down, it pops the other end, and your thumb's going to be helping too. So you watch that pip, watch that 4, see how my thumb is here, index finger is going to come here, and it just naturally pops up like that. You don't want to do it too hard, and you want to keep the cards as close as possible because you're going to get that weird split. So it's a very light touch, and that helps with picking the card back up the opposite way. So if you want to turn it back over, it turns back over just like that. Now again, you're going to want to do the pinky count, so it goes 1, 2, just like that. Get the fleshy part, thumb, and the next finger comes to the corner. Goes about halfway up, slight inward bend. You're going to turn it over, make it about a ½ inch from the top. Index finger is going to push down slightly, gives a little break there, and you're going to push in towards yourself. So you basically end up in the same exact position, just with the card face up. Now you could come back in and do whatever you want. You don't want to like leave. Some people will also just leave it like that and just do another pinky count. You could do that, but I just don't want to risk it like sliding over or something like that. So pinky count, slight inward, bend, forward, push inward, just like that. Now you could just come in from the back corner like this and just do the same exact thing backwards. Or you could practice this, come in and do it and just hold it just like that. And I'm actually holding 2 cards here. I usually don't do this with many tricks because sometimes it's a little tricky. So the way how to do that is that you want to launch that pip right here, that number 4. You want to come in with 3 fingers like this, and you want to go in, your thumb on top, 2 fingers on the bottom, and you want to add a slight pressure there. You don't want to add too much pressure because you're going to have them, this is called splitting. You're going to split the cards, going to slide apart. You're going to look like 2 totally different cards. So you want to hold it just like this. And you show it to them. And it's going to take, it takes a lot of practice to get down. But you just got to, a lot of things with magic, you just got to sit back and relax. Just got to relax it. With a lot of times with magic, you want to like, you feel guilty, you start squeezing it, and you don't want anyone to see. It's just sit down, just relax it. Show it off like that. Put it back on. Another thing that I like to do to keep it as a convincer. So if I were to do the whole thing again, pinky count, halfway turnover, bevel pop. What I like to do is that I take these 3 fingers. If I were to show it off, I would squeeze the card just like this and then let go, and that causes people to think that's one card because it's moving free. Oh well, not that time. Well, it looks like it moves freely just like that, and it sticks the cards much better. You can just come back in and just turn it back over. So again, you just do the normal steps again, do the pop and squeeze and then let go. And it's just like that, but it's a little bit more advanced. And the reason that the double lift is so good is because you could do multiple things with it. So you could do a color change. So if I were to take this one card here, I just take it, I could put it into the spectator's hand and it become their card. You could do that, or you do something like this. This is called the ambitious card routine. I might teach it on here one day, but essentially all it is you are doing a double lift. You take the top card, which they think is their card, you put it into the middle, it goes back in, and it comes right back on top. So if I were to do that in fast motion, cards right here, so the spades goes right into the middle, goes in, comes right back to the top. It's a very deceptive move, and there's other things like the duck change, which I teach on the channel, which also uses like a modified version of the double lift. But yes, a lot of magic moves will use the double lift. Now let's do this from behind. All right, guys. So, oh my god, that was awful. All right, that was much better. Now, let's do this again. Now, pinky here. Pinky is going to drag down while your thumb's here in the opposite corner. You're going to pull down there. You're going to count 1, 2 cards there. You're going to have the fleshy part of your pinky going there. The index and a couple of the other fingers are going to keep it down so it looks normal in the front. You're going to come in with the other fingers. You're going to push in just like that. Move it slightly forward, about a 1/2 inch hanging off the deck. And then your index finger is going to come in. and make that break there. And to undo it, it's going to be just the complete opposite actions. Just like that. The other one with the convincer. Do the pinky count. Do that. Push in. And then squeeze. And it looks like it's one card. And then you still have that break. And the ambitious card routine. Just like that. Turn it back over. Take the top card. Goes into the middle. It looks like it comes right back on top. Alright guys, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have a lot more stuff in the woodworks, and I also think that I might just do all tutorials for every trick that I showed on the last video. So those tutorials will come out just a little bit later. This one just won out. And yeah guys, just practice this move, because this is probably the most important move in all of card magic, because it's going to come up, it will tell you to do a double lift. You should know how to do it immediately. And I gotta hurry up because the clouds are moving. I'm about to ruin the sun, move the sun out of the way. Also, one more time, I can't thank you guys enough of how nice and kind you guys all have been in the comments, and how you guys have been liking my content. It means so much to me. Thank you so much, guys. And yeah, guys, enjoy the weekend. Happy Labor Day to all the Americans out there. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much. Peace.